Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another installment of TTP. This is episode 90. I'm just kidding. It's episode 100. We're here. Centennial drop. Guys, Tig, good to have you here.
Yeah, Tig, welcome.
It was a pleasant surprise. I didn't know till like 30 minutes ago. I love it.
Yeah. I texted Tig earlier because we were trying to plan the rest of the week, and I was like, if you want to come, I was like, I didn't tell Dupes. I'm trying to catch him off guard so he can be ready for episode 100, and you're surpassing the test, dude.
Oh, I forgot to mention it has been 1,058 days since the Broncos have beat the Raiders. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say because we suck too.
Yeah, I mean we're all terrible. Congrats on being 3-7 like us.
Yes.
And 2 of your wins being the Broncos. So
Dude, what the fuck? No, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
We're terrible. I'm done with it.
Well, dude, oddly enough, since you brought it up, if we would have just scored 18 points in all of our games, we would be 8-2 right now, which is insane. Insane stat. But Tig, what's up, my brother? Welcome to the cold state of West Virginia, and I'm sure you miss the Arizona sun right now.
Gotcha. Well, I tell you, it's fantastic to be here on this this brisk, chilly evening. Arizona, it's subtle 70 degrees right now, sunny, not a cloud in the sky. But I'm glad to be here. I'd rather be here because in the halls of the Juicebox studio, the sun is always shining.
That's it. Preach. Yeah, dude. So I feel like obviously I haven't seen you for a while, Dupes. I haven't seen you for a while either. So basically, we can just kind of jump into what you guys were talking about in terms of all the Modern Warfare stuff's out.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about ranking guns. Have you been playing a lot of the Warzone or anything yet?
I've been playing a little bit of the Warzone, a lot of the multiplayer. I actually took a few days off. I was like, I kind of want to get into this early.
Eat this. Eat this.
Oh, am I close?
No, you're good.
I'm close. I'm close.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
Just eat it.
Eat this.
I was just told to eat this microphone. So, I've been leveling up guns as much as I can. I took a couple days off, and I really wanted to get into it. So I've been having a lot of fun with it. Having a lot of fun. I'm just still waiting. It's clearly not finished, the game. There's definitely a lot of glitches and such, and a lot of exploits. They're taking a lot of things out of the game, trying to fix it and replace it real quick. So I'm kind of just playing very casually, trying to just wait until the kinks get out.
Yeah, I think there's just a few tiny little bugs, and once those are patched, I personally love the game already, but I think that's gonna really springboard it. Just I don't know, little things there's a thing going on right now when you're playing multiplayer matches. You'll finish a game and you'll come back to your lobby and you go to your weapon classes, and for some reason all yours are gone and all the defaults are there and you can't see just little things like that. I don't know how hard it is to fix, but I consider that a little problem. But yeah, I think it's very refreshing, just something different. It's very new, the unlocking attachments and stuff, like the weapon platforms and whatnot. I personally like it, but I can definitely see how it's frustrating, some of the stuff. There's this one optic that everyone likes, and it's level up the Expedite 12, which is a shotgun, to level 7 to get it. I'm like, that makes no sense, but I'm here for it. I don't know. But yeah, I would what you were saying earlier about let's just make it fun, quit trying to compete and everything. I have noticed a lot lately, especially towards the end of Warzone, all the content creation's almost getting bad for games, in my opinion. Just because I don't know, I noticed as soon as Warzone came out, because money's scarce in Warzone 2, and there's this one building in the downtown area where there's 1 million cash registers. You can walk out of there with $10,000 easy. And sure enough, the day I found it was the third or fourth day Warzone was out. I see 2 or 3 people on social media. All right, guys, if you want to find all the money you can, this is the building you want to get. I'm just let people find out. It just gets annoying. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel that though, and I guess from what I picked up, I haven't really played any of it yet, but it seems like this version is more casual friendly. I know you and I talked about this a little bit. I was watching you play it on Twitch. I was watching my girl face Kaylee. Hit me up, girl. What up? Play on Twitch, and it just looks fun. Like it looks like this Warzone looks like a Warzone where you can dive in and be warmed up in like 2, 3, maybe 4 games, whereas the Warzones of the past, if you're diving in late in seasons and stuff, you're going to get smoked for the first 30 games you play until you level your guns up. So it is refreshing, but I will say, though, Gulag thing's kind of weird.
It's weird.
2 people, like that's kind of odd, but I don't know. I haven't played, so I don't know if your guys' takes on it, I guess.
I don't know how I feel about it yet. I mean, there's some days I like it and some days I hate it. It really is just like a toss of a coin with like the teammate you get. I love it. Like there's been once or twice where like my actual teammate just happened to get in there with me. I love that, but I don't know. I already have a strategy, but it doesn't always work.
It's very strange because, with a lot of battle royales just in esports in general and gaming, they're trying to make it like everything competitive as possible. They're trying to do leagues because, I mean, just in general, a lot of people are watching, so they want to take advantage. They want to, get sponsors, have tournaments, and make it somewhat of a profession. It's very hard with battle royales because it's all based on like the random number generator.
Yeah.
So it's all RNG. It's all just very random, depending on like what guns you get, who can get a loadout first, and stuff like that. So like, it makes it very hard for a battle royale to actually be competitive. And we saw in Warzone, they kind of like they kept trying to make Warzone. They're doing these kill races, It's like I don't see it competitive if you're just beating the crap out of like low tier players.
Yeah, I feel that.
They're already. I think. Shoot, it was like I might have been tonight. I know it's this week. It's like they're already having the first big Warzone tournament. I think Optic's hosting it.
I think you're right. Yeah, I saw Optic like 100. They somehow got like sponsors for $100,000. I think Call of Duty is somewhat involved too and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but like, it's going to be a kill race to some degree, and it's like that's cool and dandy, but you're going to get all these creators and allegedly pro Warzone players complaining that like, oh, RNG, yada yada yada. It's like, well, you need to stop taking it so serious and actually stop pretending that this is an actual like sanctioned league. You stop pretending like
absolutely, yeah.
And I know hating has been around forever, but it gets kind of old when it's kind of like you're seeing it with Marvel now and seeing it with like just specific franchises that have been around for a while. When new things come out, people are instantly looking for the thing that's wrong instead of talking about the 20 things that are great. So then everybody focuses on the 1 or 2 wrong things versus the things that actually make the game fun. And I think for like people that are in the content world in terms of like watch that stuff, it always just leaves a bad sour taste in your mouth. And even if you play the game or see the movie, see the show, and it's better than you thought, you're still always going to have that little nugget in your head of like, this thing is wrong. You know? It's getting old. It's like, it's just, it makes things not fun, truthfully.
Dude, that's honestly, that's the exact reason I purposely, like, as hard as I could, tried to not look or listen to one thing about Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone 2 before it actually came out and I could play it. Because, I mean, I had my buddy texting me all the time, like, oh, this guy's saying this, I'm hearing the game sucks already. I'm like, you haven't even played it. Dude. Like, just let it happen. Don't quit listening to every. I don't know. It's just, it gets annoying because I do feel like every time anything new comes out, it's always 10 bad things before you hear one good. So it gets frustrating, I guess.
Yeah, I think, Jake, you mentioned it like a long time ago, and I thought it was on here, like the juice box or something like that. It's like the world loves 5s. If you're a 9, they're going to bring you down. If you're low, they try to bump you up. The world just loves to throw everyone together at the level of 5s. So, I mean, Call of Duty, it's the most sold video game of all time, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like weekend release, and like the number's crazy because like Modern Warfare 3, I guess, had that number just back then. So the fact that it's selling that many copies now when like Warzone is free too, like Warzone isn't even counted in those copies and stuff like that. So like just in general, Call of Duty just has such a hype, and I feel like the past couple versions haven't been super great in terms of like competitiveness and just like a full complete game. So I think just a lot of people are just excited. I think a lot of people are having fun, and just like really a couple of like wouldn't say bad eggs, but a couple of just like at the top are just complaining where it's like, it's just kind of a loud minority, in a sense.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just in general are having fun. And I'm just like, I have a lot of fun whenever I play with my friends, and that's like what it's all about.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it just gets annoying too, because it's not like we've ever seen, at least me personally, we've ever seen a battle royale game or like a shooter game. Nobody's ever said like, oh, this is the perfect game. This is, it's like
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
always complaining to the point where it's like, well, are we ever going to have something that everybody agrees on?
No.
It gets frustrating and annoying, but I'm looking forward to downloading it and playing it. I probably won't get to play it for a little while, but I'm excited that I'll be able to dive in and it won't take me 7 weeks to,
I will
get a rhythm.
say, whenever you are planning on wanting to play it, try to download it the day or night before, because that download took forever.
Really?
Yeah. My one buddy, he was he got from 25 to 27% in like legitimately an hour. I'm dead
Jeez.
serious. I don't know if it was just him, but
No, it wasn't. I don't know what it like. The preload was like the day before, right?
yeah.
For that. So it was. I saw a lot of people were tweeting about it. It was like anyone, no matter how good your internet, it was like all these top creators that have gigablast internet, yada yada yada. Nothing could be downloaded more than like 10 megabytes per second, no matter
Yeah.
like what account it was. So it had to have been something like with the file that was somehow like making sure it didn't take all of your download or something like that.
And I'm
But-
wondering if it affects wonder if everybody's doing it at once, if that affects it too. Which I don't see why it would though in that instance, but you're probably mostly right about it. It's had to just be something wrong with it.
I mean, maybe it could have been the file. It could have been like too many people were trying to access the file remotely, where that was slowing it down. I don't know, but I've never really seen a download be like hindered like that.
Yeah, that was a long one. Like
crazy.
some of it, like I don't know. I've had some take like 3-4 hours, but I mean, I don't know exactly how long mine took because I was working a day shift. I turned it on before I left. I came home. It was good. So it took less than 9 hours, I guess, which that's a long
Which is
time.
crazy to be like, yeah, it took less than 9 hours to download.
That's a long time.
And speaking of internet, this is completely off the wall. I wonder what the watching experience and playing experience is like on those like high gigabyte internets. It's probably sick. Like I actually have a pretty good internet because I always secret is you always just call every 2 years and be like, hey, I'm getting ready to switch. Like, can we cancel this? And then they end up just giving you the gigabyte that you have at a cheaper rate or bump you up. But like, there's some of those internets that you pay for that are just, I couldn't even imagine how fast. And it definitely has to help the gaming experience too. Like in terms of actual gameplay, I would assume.
Just smooth.
Yeah, so smooth.
I have noticed. I don't know if you have. I have noticed. There's been a good bit of lag for me, at least. I don't know if that's just my internet, but I mean, it hasn't been so much where it's hindering like my enjoyment, I guess. But like, I definitely have noticed. Maybe like 1 out of every 5 to 7 games, I'm getting some bad lag.
I have noticed that. I play. I go to like the interface, and you can say like how much like FPS you're getting and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So I look at that a lot, and I'll play with like my brother who lives on the East Coast, and I'm in Arizona, so that's like sometimes West Coast. It's mountain right now, It's like further west, obviously. So obviously the ping is going to be different depending on what server we get and stuff like that. But when I'm like on an East Coast server, I can feel it. Like I feel like this game,
Yeah.
more than any other Call of Duty game, is very like ping and server based.
Really?
In
That's
which, like-
extremely
Yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Well, like I'll hear my friends I'm playing with all the time. Like me and I kind of understand, but I've never fully understood like how ping works. Like my one buddy would be like, "Holy shit, we're at 200 ping this game. No wonder it's lagging so much." And the next one, oh, it's 40 ping now. We're good. Like I understand that more is more lag and less isn't, but like that's all I get.
yeah, do you
don't-
know what it is?
So I mean, what I just know it's like latency. So that's just like the ping in the milliseconds. It's kind of goes into like if you use a monitor, if you use a big TV,
Yeah.
it's like every millisecond. That's just another millisecond it's going to take from you like entering your trigger to when it's going to like register. And that goes into like also like the frame per second, like the FPS. I
Gotcha.
don't understand the full science behind it. I may have misspoke. Maybe I was talking about frames, not the ping. But I know, like, obviously,
Dude, we don't fact check here.
obviously you want the lower.
Obviously.
Obviously, you want the lower ping. That's why so many pros live in like Dallas area, because there's a Dallas server. So they'll all play in Dallas where they're getting like
Yeah.
15 or less ping.
Sith was telling me that because in the summer when he still might end up doing it, but he was talking about wanting, because he plays the Halo stuff and he's going to keep trying to do the competitive thing. And he said like the best servers are in Texas. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Everything's bigger in Texas.
But that actually makes sense, I guess. Like, and speaking of TVs,
Hook 'em.
targeted ads, dude, they get me so well because of course the new game comes out. I go and buy that monitor, and then now like all these companies are dropping gaming giant TVs now with the insane refresh rates. Now I'm like, fuck, now I want to go buy a new TV.
Big TVs.
Massive TV.
I can't do the big.
It was like a Samsung. I don't want to say massive. It was smaller than that, but it was probably a 40-inch with like a 144 like refresh rate. And I'm like, ooh, that would be sick. But
That's pretty crazy.
I'm
yeah.
too used to the small screen now. I don't like. I tried to play on a big screen when I went to visit Marcus down in Tampa, and I tried to play on his TV, and like I just felt like I was turning my head like all the way around trying to look at stuff.
I know, like Ty and Brady made fun of me one time that I was here. They're like, "You play on that small of a screen?" I'm like, "Trust me, once you do it, once you
Yeah.
play on a screen like that, it is so hard to go back to a big TV."
I used to say the same thing, honestly. I thought like a bigger screen meant you could see more, but like it's
Well, because
not true.
we went through a crazy thing where when I was playing Warzone a lot, I was playing on a TV just like this upstairs, and I would tell Dupes and his buddy Boomer, I'm like, it's just not loading for me. Like, I know it sounds crazy. It's lagging. Like, something's going on. I don't see this guy. It's taking forever. And it literally ended up being like my TV just wasn't strong enough for what Warzone was trying to do. So then I went and literally bought the gaming monitor, and I'm like, holy shit, everybody. It was a whole new world.
Yeah,
I could see things that I couldn't
It
see
makes
before.
a huge difference.
It was
Like,
wild.
I don't have anything that special. I think it's like, I want to say 144 hertz monitor,
Same.
and it's a 1 millisecond response time. But it's allowed me to play at 120 on the new Xbox, just because like the new one can handle that. But so that's nice. You can't do that on your TV.
Yeah. The new Xbox rips. I ended up getting one.
Did you?
Yeah, it's sick.
That's pretty sick.
Are you still PC?
Yeah, I still PC. I like it. I mean, PC is just incredible, but the only one downside is like the sports games. I can't really. They have Madden, they have 2K, they have the golf game, but unfortunately, they don't have NHL, which is like I think the best, and it's like what me and my friends would play because we play like the team. Like all six of us are playing a different
Let's
position.
not get it
That's
twisted.
cool.
That is
That's
by
cool.
far the best sports game you can play. NHL is the absolute best by far.
I haven't played NHL in forever.
Oh, dude.
I need to get back into the sports games.
Me too, man. Like when 3-on-3 came out in NHL 17 or 18, that's all I played. That's all I played. It's the best.
It's so sick, and it's not even that because like that is the only like EA Sports game that isn't on PC, and they have everything else. But also they don't allow crossplay between like consoles and PC, and it's like why not? Why
Yeah.
not? What's the difference? First of all, it's harder to play on keyboard and mouse. I don't even play keyboard and mouse, but in keyboard and mouse to like hit a soccer ball, you have to like move your mouse up to like be the motion of the leg. It's crazy. It's crazy hard. So what? They've done it for Fortnite. They've done it for Call of Duty. They've done it for all these games. How can EA Sports not figure it out in which to get like a crossplay?
Yeah.
Half the time, like they're making me sign up for this Origin account. I don't know if you guys have to do that for Xbox.
But
it's like
what
an
game?
We played FIFA. It's like an Xbox Origin account we had to make, and that's how we had to like
I
invite
re-
people.
I
But we were all
remember.
playing on PC
I don't
still.
remember that.
It
It
was-
sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Dude, I haven't played FIFA in a minute either. I
Yeah.
used to love.
I've
it's been
loved
a,
FIFA.
It's been a. I feel like I used to play it with you like back. in the
FIFA
day.
was so much fun, dude. I used to play it for that and shoot, I forget what year it was. But it
Conquer's
was one
Bad
of the,
Fur Day.
Oh my god, yes,
Dude.
dude. That game was dirty too. I don't know, dude. That was just messed up. But it was one. Sorry, it was one of the golf games. Oh man, I loved that. I think it was Tiger Woods like 16 or something. I played it like all day, every day. I went like minus 49 once at one of the tournaments.
Dude, I was talking
So
about
bad.
this. I can't remember when. I can't remember if it was on a podcast, but like how crazy is it that the golf game was literally just called Tiger Woods? Like when you actually think about it,
Yeah.
a guy that's playing the game, like that's literally like
Might have been PGA back then. I can't remember.
no, dude, but still Tiger Woods had it, that would be like Madden just being called like Brady 2023.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's cool though.
It's kind of crazy that like
It's corn.
it's kind of crazy that it's cone that like the football games were called Madden for like ever. You know what I mean?
Ever.
Like how crazy,
yeah.
how crazy that like John Madden had that much of an effect on the game of football. where
John
it's like,
Madden's the
hey,
goat.
we're calling this series Madden forever, and it's like that's just incredible. And I think he passed away recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
R.I.P. in peace.
Yeah, last season he did.
It's so fire because again, his legend would have never died anyways, but he like has a legacy not only in the sport of football but gaming, which is crazy.
And like kids nowadays probably don't know who John Madden is.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And like what I don't even know if I was even old enough to even realize like who John Madden was like while I was playing the games. But obviously as I grow older and stuff, you know, I see more of the news and stuff like that. So obviously I'm aware. But like there's gonna be kids forever playing this game not knowing who John Madden was.
I know that is
Yeah.
odd. That is odd to think about. Truly.
Dude, I mean, obviously, I love him just because like he was with the Raiders, but like he was just incredible. I wish I could remember his exact record, but it was something stupid, like 166 and 30 something, I think. Like
Yeah.
that's really fucking good. But I've been reading. It's an old book about. Oh, I was off. 112. 39 and 7, which is still really
Still
fucking
really
good.
good. Yeah.
but thank you.
That like
We
just
fact check sometimes.
that just doesn't seem like a lot of games though.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Well,
I guess it is.
did they
football,
play
though.
less back then?
I know. I'm trying to think like 112 and 30 some like
I
it
mean,
really doesn't
realistic-
seem like a lot.
I mean, he coached for. I mean, it wasn't really that long in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
It was just the 70s, I think. Not even the full amount of the 70s.
Well, they definitely played less games because Marino, what was his perfect record? Was it 12-0 or
That's right.
14-0? Right.
That's
So, I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
And there was less teams too.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right, dude. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
So-
what was he? 13-0, I think, Marino.
Something like that.
Something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Old
Or-
Dan.
But I mean, still his record throughout like what 10 plus years of coaching still was like over a 700% like win
Oh,
rate,
it's
you know,
fire.
which
Yeah.
is just unreal.
It is
Oh,
it's
yeah.
unreal.
But I've been reading a lot about, or not a lot, but I've been reading this book about like the Raiders back in the 70s. It's called Cheating is Encouraged, which is just hilarious in itself. But like it's all actual player accounts. Like they didn't write the book, but like they're writing their words, and they just all loved John Madden. Like he was kind of just like he was a hard ass, but like still like let them do whatever they want. It's kind of weird. Their spring training or
Hey, it
whatever
worked
it
for Urban
was,
Meyer,
or-
dude.
yeah, I guess. Shoot, I can't remember. They had this. They stayed at some like rinky dink, like side of the road motel in like Santa Barbara, California.
Red
for,
Roof Inn, probably.
no,
Hey,
but
don't disrespect the Red Roof.
yeah. I'm losing my train of thought.
That's what we're here for, baby. Rattle ya.
But yeah, so, like it was their, I don't know, is it called like summer camp before the season, and basically it's just like a bunch of stories of like him walking in on them with hookers and shit,
Fuck
and just
yeah.
like it is so funny, just like hearing the stuff he used to yell at them. I wish I could remember exact words, but like he was the man. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a goat. Yeah, and I don't know, it just made me think of this, but I'm so pissed that USA just tied with Wales.
Yeah.
That like us, we needed that win bad. Sorry, the World Cup's going on. I just thought of that in my brain. We needed that win so bad, and the fact we just tied just bums me out.
No, I hear you. The women's team's been better forever.
Dude, the
lately,
women's
so I
team
don't-
is like amazing, bro. But yeah, that's completely random.
I think the men's team could have a chance. The first half they dominated, and then the second half they were kind of holding on. But that Garrett Bale who scored, I mean, he was definitely their best player. I mean, I think like anytime score, it was even odds for him to win.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like again, I don't know much about soccer, but knowing the rule of it, I don't think that should have been a penalty.
yeah.
If the rule is what I understand about if our guy touches the ball first, I think that's the rule. Then it shouldn't have been. I don't know.
I didn't actually see the game.
Yeah.
I wish I. I
They're all
honestly.
at 2.
Okay.
USA's at 2.
I
Sorry.
love, or I used to love watching the FIFA World Cup.
There's nothing better, in my opinion.
Men and women. I remember. I can't remember. It might have been like 2016. There was one in 2016, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
wait,
women's.
no.
The women's, yeah.
I remember
No,
watching them with.
2018.
Okay, them with Alex Morgan
Yep.
and like Megan Rapinoe. I loved watching them. They were just like so electric.
Well, dude, like I think really, I like the World Cup's definitely better than the Olympics. It really might be the great because again, I don't dislike soccer. I just can't stand like the getting hit and laying on the ground and crying and all that. I get it at a World Cup stage doing what you got to do, but like watching the MLS, it's
They
like,
are
dude, get up.
floppers.
like let's go.
Floppers, dude.
But I don't know. It's just fun to see. In the team, we're the second youngest team in the whole thing, which makes it even more exciting because you got all that young energy. So
It just sucks that it's every 4 year. 4 year. I thought is there still like a regular just like world championship every year and the FIFA's every 4?
there's like the CONCACAF Cup with like us in the Americas normally, like Mexico and Canada. But it seems like it's every 2 years because you have the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
So like you have the
yeah.
Summer Olympics and then it jumps to the FIFA World Cup. But I think the World Cup.
Well, it's just like so we have the youngest team, but like they gotta wait like at least another 2 years to like show off again. I don't know. I
Well,
don't know what I'm trying to get at, but that just like sucks.
It's so weird for our team because a lot of the guys, which this isn't normal, they play like in the Premier League and like big time leagues. They're not all just playing in the MLS like
Yeah.
Landon Donovan and Clinton Dempsey and all those mofos
Dude, it
used
would
to do.
be like honestly, that's like my bucket list to go to a FIFA World Cup. I remember the women's was going to be in Canada, and I wanted to go so bad, but
What I was telling
I didn't, obviously. But
there's something coming up. Maybe it's the Summer Olympics or maybe the next World Cup, I think, is hosted in here. Yeah, it's the World Cup. So the next one, and they're having games in Mexico, the United States, and Canada, and it will be here. So I would
what
love
year
to
is
go.
that?
2026.
Let's do
And I
it.
think the closest one's maybe like
Can
Colombia.
you buy your tickets yet?
No, but I'm sure you'll be able to buy them as soon as this is over.
Honestly, that would be the smartest move. Just buy them 4 years early.
Yeah. Columbus always does like an international game every year, so they're like huge in the soccer over there. I've been to a couple crew games and like they get wild.
Yeah.
So I
Columbus
think Columbus is
Crew.
one. Kansas City is another one where I know they're gonna have some. They'll probably have some in Seattle. I know Seattle fans are just freaking wild.
Yeah.
So probably over there. I mean, honestly, like where it should be like Vegas. I don't
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Vegas actually has a
Vegas.
soccer team, but you know what? Hey, do it in the dome. You know,
Yeah.
I think it'd be incredible.
Dude, that stadium's sick.
It's cool how they're doing it though, spreading it across like the continent instead of just like keeping it in America or Canada or Mexico. It is pretty cool
It gives more people an opportunity to go check it out.
for sure.
You know.
And dude, I wonder how much money the cartel is going to be paying to get Mexico to win.
It's gonna be wild.
Think about it, dude. Cartel's scary bunch.
What's his name in jail? El Chapo? Did he escape again?
He's probably out again. Who knows? He does what he wants, man. How close are you to a border?
I'm probably like, I think it's like 4 hours, maybe
That's not
3-4
bad,
hours. Yeah. But they say like if we want to take like leave into Mexico, we have to like get certain waivers and stuff like that, say where we're going to be and everything like that. Like if we're not going to some like Mexican resort, we are not allowed to go basically.
Dude, I mean, like truly, not even to like I mean, I know we're joking, but I heard it's like very dangerous there right now.
Yeah.
Because there is an actual cartel war going on right now, which my buddy RJ was saying how this was like a year or so ago, but they're even now getting ballsy enough to raid the all-inclusives and like take shit.
It's the Modern Warfare 2 campaign playing out in real life.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
You fighting the cartel?
A lot of it, yeah.
Spoiler
I didn't know.
alert.
I didn't know that.
Spoiler alert,
Dude, that makes me want to play it. I love cartel
Dude,
stuff.
I don't know if you agree, Tig, but I hands down think that's the best campaign they have ever made.
I think it was incredible. Hand up. I actually did not finish it. I'm about halfway through, but
Dude, it's great.
they did such a good job of how they released it. They gave anyone who pre-ordered a week early in advance to play it. So it's perfect. Like content creators were freaking playing the campaign, you know, because like, hey, that's all we're allowed to play, and that helps. I mean, basically secure Activision like free money. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we're automatically getting this money, so it's a good business endeavor. And just in general, this is probably the most played campaign ever, solely because of that marketing scheme.
Yeah.
And, it was sick. It was really good. Everything I played so far was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
How many people do you guys think bought the actual game during that Warzone glitch? Did you see it where some people's accounts, they were playing and then it kicked them out and said that they had to buy the game to play? And it was like a
didn't see
glitch.
that.
Dude, I'm sure they made some money off of that. I'm sure there was probably somebody that was like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy
Actually,
the game.
That reminds me. I got a bone to pick with Activision because
Oh, shit.
because
Oh, shit.
I'm actually pissed. Literally every single person I know
You about to get smoked, Activision.
that pre-ordered or bought the Vault Edition, period, got 10 hours worth of regular and double XP tokens. But guess who didn't fucking get
I
them?
know why you didn't. I can tell you why you didn't. Because of your
Why?
credit card fiasco.
But it doesn't even matter if you pre-order. Like if you got the Vault Edition, period, you're supposed to get them.
Obviously not.
Dude, I'm not, like I blew him up on Instagram and Twitter, and I emailed him twice. Finally, like 2-3 days ago, Jesus, shout out
Jesus, man.
from Activision Publishing, emailed me back saying like they realize some people haven't got them, blah blah blah. We're doing it this week, and guess what? The weekend's over. I still haven't gotten them. I had to send them like my gamer tag, Activision ID, platform I play on, that platform's gamer tag, email associated with my account, and
Last
proof of
last
purchase.
four socials.
No. Visual evidence of a receipt, which I've done all that, and I still haven't heard from them
Dude,
again.
it is comical how bad your luck is.
I know, like what the
Like I'm sorry.
Fuck.
I love you. I hope the
It's
best
terrible,
for you.
dude.
But it is incredible. The luck that you have
I know, like
is great.
Of course, like of all people, it had to fucking happen to me.
First, wait,
I'm
wh-
checking
who
if I
who
am.
was your argument with was it Ticketmaster?
Yeah,
Were you trying to buy the Taylor Swift
Stop
tickets?
up.
StubHub, dude. Well, yeah, now we're on
Fuck you,
Ticketmaster
StubHub.
too. Dude, that's trash. And I didn't even realize that Ticketmaster owned or like what they're a conjoined thing. So no wonder the tickets are so expensive. And then they get the double dip on the ticket sales plus the venue because it's Live Nation. Like they had to be raking in the money. But I saw when fine ass AOC got her ass involved. Now there's some kind of like
who's
investigation thing.
AOC?
The political girl.
I don't know.
I don't really know her. I just know she's beautiful and she's like our age.
She plays
okay.
League of Legends too.
Does she really?
She's silver, same rank as me.
Same rank as me. Yeah.
In case anyone didn't know, I'm silver. So,
Hey, update. They still have not emailed me back. So
it's all right. Activision Blizzard, I mean, they're a small indie company, so they'll get around to
I
it
mean, yeah, I'm
eventually.
sure I will get them eventually. It's just like extremely inconvenient when I'm like trying to do this camo grind, man. It really is. Whatever.
So
Yeah.
it's got to grind harder.
Yeah.
You might
More
just
Mountain Dew.
You might just have to tell them to hit you with the
Yeah.
20% off
Dude, that's
code.
what they're trying to do. They're trying to get me to buy more Mountain Dew and beef jerky to get XP tokens, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it. So eat that.
You think there's people that drop like fat stacks on that stuff just to get the XP?
Oh, I
token?
know there is. I know a couple people.
How much? How much money you think people are dropping on this stuff?
Hundreds at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could eat all the beef jerky if somebody just wanted to buy it for the XP
Well,
codes.
I like Kroger right now. You can get 3 12-packs of Mountain Dew for $11. So it's not that bad.
And
But I
then,
don't drink Mountain Dew. So,
even though West Virginia's Dew country, you don't participate.
nah, no participation here.
You know what's good though?
I don't
dude?
know.
Mixing,
I used to love it. but-
mixing Mountain Dew and Tennessee Honey Jack Daniels together is fire.
Dude, remember what was that? Crown Apple and Green Gatorade. Oh my god,
That's
it was
a game
so
changer.
good. So good.
Which green Gatorade's odd because it's like they only sell it at Kroger and Walmart.
that
They don't
was-
sell it in regular stores.
that was like episode 4. You
yeah,
remember
or
that
2
at
or
the
3.
cabin?
It was early on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was so early on, and then now here we are,
Oh,
dude.
speaking, do you have
Two homos talking back and forth.
you, yeah, I guess. But do you happen to? You probably don't remember the name of that cabin. Bear something. Bear.
No, but
Okay. It's
I am a
irrelevant.
bear attack survivor, though. I don't know if you guys
It's-
caught. Yeah. So I went to Deep Creek and I accidentally left the bear-proof garbage can thing unlocked. So me and my buddy Randy, shout out Randy, saved my life. He's also a bear attack survivor. We went outside to put the lid on the hot tub in between the UFC fights and started snowing. We were dicking around in the grass. He literally turns his head and his eyes get so big. And I'm like, what the fuck? And like, he just starts sprinting at me and starts like punching me and shoving me in the door. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? He's like, there's a fucking bear. So we run inside. We look out the window, just see the original baby bear. Then we went on the front porch and the back porch, dude. That mama
Mama was there.
was huge, dude. Was massive with 2 cubs. And literally me and Randy were talking because if he would have went out there and that mama bear would have seen him and like thought that he was doing anything to those babies, they're fast enough. She probably would have got us before we got inside.
Dude, if she wanted to, she could get inside.
No,
Like,
for sure.
real.
And then what was scary the night before, it was kind of hot downstairs. So like I was laying on the couch and slid the door open and like just had it cracked. Dude, I heard some wild shit out there. I literally jumped up so quick and shut the door. I'm sure they were out there the night before too. But yeah, bear attack survivor. Not everybody can say it. But I'm a bear attack survivor.
Get him that badge.
Yeah. Give me that badge. But no, I do not remember the name of that cabin. That was a cool cabin though.
Yeah. You said UFC fights. Speaking of that, real
Yeah.
quick. What's your opinion on the Izzy stoppage? Either one of you.
So, unfortunately, I fell asleep for that fight. I watched the replays and I watched like some highlights. I'm kind of on Pereira's side, dude. It's like if the ref didn't stop that, Pereira was gonna murder Izzy.
I mean, I do think he still was going to probably win. I do think Izzy was in a ton of trouble. But, like, my big argument is, like, his legs were still fully under him. He did
Agreed.
stumble. He did stumble, but he got back up. His legs were still fully under him, and he wasn't defenseless. He was weaving left and right, trying to dodge, but, like, not dodging. But, like,
I don't disagree with any of
I
that.
get
I feel
why
you.
I do get why it stopped, but I thought like the bottom line was defenseless.
100%.
And he wasn't
And
defensive.
I've seen worse. Like I've seen people really getting their ass
yeah,
beaten.
yeah.
So for me, it all comes down to when I watch that, I look at that and say, and again, this is just all me. I don't know, but they're at that point. If you let Pereira keep teeing off on Izzy, that's going to be longer until Izzy can fight again. As
Probably.
shitty as that sounds. Like I think by saving that, because correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't watch the whole fight. Wasn't Izzy winning that fight?
Yeah, he was up 3-1. That's like in a title fight like that, he's up 3-1. You gotta at least let him go to the ground, in my opinion. I don't know. But
Yeah.
did you see it, Tig?
I saw a little bit, yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with both you because in a sense, it's a title fight. Izzy has not dropped that belt since he's got it, right?
No.
So he hasn't dropped that belt. He was winning the fights. It's a title fight, He's probably telling the ref like, "I'm going till I fucking die out here."
Yeah.
But I definitely could see, you got to preserve the fighter. We're talking about people here. We're
For sure.
We got to preserve lives if we can, because there's people that have died in that freaking ring. So I think I mean, you know, I see him stumbling. I don't know if I would say defenseless, but the fact that like he couldn't get his hands up to guard anything, you know,
Yeah.
and maybe he was like too busy stumbling. He couldn't like, maybe he was just missing with his guards, you know. I don't know. I think ultimately I could see it as a good fight. I think ultimately as UFC, they see it as a big win because now they have a rematch that they can.
1000%.
So maybe, I'm not sure if they're ever thinking that, if the refs are like, you know, hey, you know, if Izzy's getting his ass kicked here, you know, we can easily stop it. Boom, more money UFC. I don't know if ever that's going through their mind.
Same. I agree. I know now that you say that out loud, I feel you. I feel that. But
It does make sense.
But yeah. Yeah, I get that for sure.
But in general, I think it was a fine stoppage. I'm not a huge like Izzy fan, so like if I was a huge Izzy supporter, obviously I'd probably be mad because it's like it was questionable. It was what, towards the end of the round, right?
Yeah.
So
I think there was like I don't know. I don't want to say because I could be way off.
Big
like
fan of
minute
Izzy as a
something.
person and personality. I really like Izzy. He's just a boring fighter. So like watching him fight is like So, but I love him as a person, so I root for him. I will just say, like, there's a couple clips that I saw, and I feel like it's the instance that we're all talking about where his hands aren't up, but he has his legs. Like, there was a slow down one that I saw, and like when he's like trying to dodge, and you can see in his eyes, dude, he has no idea where he's at. like literally deer in the headlights, like no idea where he's at. So again, it'd be hard for a ref to like notice that when he's watching everything else, but there is a chance he did just look at Izzy and be like, dude, like you don't even know what planet you're on. I have to stop
like
this.
I don't like I said, like it's like I think we're all saying we all get both sides, but like even like as soon as he called it, he stood straight up.
I agree. I know.
And said,
I agree.
"What the fuck?" I mean, I don't know.
Was
I
that
don't
round
know.
5 or 4?
It was the last round. Yeah, it was the last round. Like I thought there was like a minute something left. I could be wrong.
Yeah, there definitely wasn't a lot of time left.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just really shitty. I mean, but I do get it.
But one thing on the show that wasn't shitty was Dustin Poirier, baby.
Dude, that
Never
fight
a
was
doubt.
awesome. That fight was so sick.
Dude, I fucking love Dustin, bro. Like,
I do too.
Like it was hysterical when he's just like ripping Chandler at the end. He's like, dude, his hand was in my mouth, pulling my face up. Like, again, so happy you brought this fight up, but we got to look at the other side first. It's like, how does Chandler have any stock now? He can't beat anybody. He literally knocked Dan Hooker out in 1 second. Dan Hooker gets knocked out every other week, it feels like. and then he beats Tony Ferguson, legend. Don't get me wrong. He's also lost like his last 4 or 5 fights.
Yeah.
He can hang with all those dudes, but I mean, like, gets his ass beat by Poirier, gets his ass beat by Oliveira,
Dude,
gets
but,
his
like,
ass beat by Gaethje. It's
I do think he looked good though.
100%.
I don't know. I wasn't always a Dustin fan. I started to like him recently, but that fight won me over. He's a dog.
He's just built diff, bro.
He's an awesome fighter, and he's like I feel like he really prides himself. I think he's like a big man of God. He prides himself on being like clean, you know what I mean? He wants to be a clean fighter, you know what I mean? And I think others take advantage of that. You see it in like the press conference. Dustin on the mic isn't the greatest. And he tries to be so fucking tough, and it's
he cracks me up.
It's
dude.
like, man, you should not be going this way, but I don't care because I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like he's like a closet asshole though. Like he talks real nice and stuff, then all of a sudden out of nowhere he just says one random little just straight up dickhead insult, like
Dude.
just out of nowhere.
Well, I agree. Like
it's hilarious.
He doesn't know how to talk on the mic. He definitely is a inward, and there's no shade because I love these kind of people. But he's a Louisiana guy. You know, he's a spicy ass. He's dude. One of the greatest stories. I can't remember if he told it on Theo's podcast or something, where the story about when they were all at like a barbecue type situation, and there's these guys like leaning over the fence talking to his wife, and they didn't realize that she was married or whatever, so they're flirting with her hard, and like I can't remember the actual details, but long story short is Dustin just like starts this crazy street fight and just beats the shit out of everybody over these guys spitting game with his wife. So you know, like, he's really about it. He's not just
Dude, his wife's in Connor's DMs.
Dude.
Like,
fuck. Your wife is in me DMs, dude. Again, Connor, is he ever gonna fight again?
I hope he doesn't. He is so washed. It's the
He's
next
so washed. Thank you.
no,
he is, but I still love him.
the next fight he's gonna take, and you know who it is.
I know who it is.
It's fucking Jake Paul.
It's Jake Paul. It is. That's what he's gonna do.
Did you see like after Tommy Fury's fight, that little argument
With his dad?
Yeah. Well, no, Tommy fucking
yeah.
kind of started it.
Yeah, but dude, did you see Tommy's dad? He tried to fight Jake.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the man Fury now. Like, holy shit.
Dude, that shit was hilarious. And honestly, like, fuck Tommy Fury, dude. Like,
It's a bitch.
for real, like, you know, he missed weight by like 7 pounds,
Yeah.
and then just like it's like I don't know. Somehow he's the superstar, quote unquote. So they flew someone else in for him. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he's like, I want to fight Jake and KSI in the same night. I know KSI,
but he can't even make weight.
I know KSI is not on Jake's level, but KSI is like probably the best like YouTube boxer. I feel like KSI could beat Tommy
No
Fury.
anymore.
Dude.
We're on YouTube, bitch.
Yeah, that's right, bitch. That's right. That's right, dude. Make sure to subscribe. The Juice Box.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're 1,000% correct. His next fight is Jake, and again, Jake, he's impressive, dude. I mean, I know he's not fighting like boxers and stuff like that, but to knock Anderson Silva down is that's big. That's big time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everyone, you know, talking about it's rigged or not or whatever. It doesn't like you should know going in. Like everyone's mad. It's like, oh, fight a real fighter. It's like, well, he's fought like real UFC fighters.
Yeah.
He's fought fucking legends, and there's like, well, they're not real boxers. This isn't a sanctioned boxing match, you idiots.
Yeah, it's
I know
not.
exactly.
It's
He's
not.
not fighting in a weight class.
Yeah.
That's actually I was
a great
wondering-
point.
I was wondering about that. Do they don't have to make weight for his fight?
It's like a 20-pound
Okay,
buffer
okay.
type
I think
thing.
they weigh and do like the face off, but like,
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. Like they're not
I
trying to
gotcha.
hit like 165 or
I
180
gotcha.
or whatever they're hitting.
That is such a good point, though, about the weight class. I didn't even really like. Yeah.
Who cares? He's fighting like Anderson Silva, who had how many inches on him? Like, wasn't he like 4
Yeah.
inches taller than him and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
I don't see him losing until it does get real.
You mean when he knocks Canelo the fuck out?
I don't know.
Just kidding, dude.
I
That's
don't
right.
know.
Dude, I'm excited to see that Ryan Garcia fight more and more. That like,
Dude,
that
did
pretty
you-
boy YouTube guy.
Did
man.
you see his next fight?
I saw.
Gervonta Davis? That
So
fight
that'll
will
be
be electric.
When's
bro.
that coming?
It's supposed to be early next year.
Next year.
And
Okay.
he's Floyd's guy, I believe.
Hmm.
Tank, he's a beast. That fight will be sweet.
That Ryan Garcia is freaking good though, man. He's not just a pretty boy TikTok guy. Dude, his knockouts are fuck. I mean,
He's so good.
He's what, like 17 or 18 years old or something like that, like super young. So everyone undermines him, and he just is knocking guys out left and right.
He's so good. He like and that's one of the things that boxing is missing is like big name fighters. So the fact that we got 2 young guys like that in a big main event like excites me because that means that they will be around for hopefully a long time.
I haven't seen him yet.
Who, Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell
my
you, look him
God.
up. You'll see this guy be like, damn.
I'm
Like,
looking at him now.
Yeah, he's so good, dude. He is so dude. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't even think he's come close to losing a fight, and he's beat some like decent guys.
I think he's like 20-0 or something. Yeah, and like, I mean, he doesn't string the fight out either. It's like
No.
third round, he's putting some guy down. And
Because he
he's-
hasn't fought Jake Paul yet.
That's right. That's right, dude. That's right. No, but I will say, I say it all the time. It is going to be funny to watch Jake eventually get knocked out.
Yeah, and it's
It is. It's going to be funny.
it's gonna happen. Yeah.
It's going to happen. And again, like, I root for Jake. I think it's cool what he's doing. But, like, when he actually gets knocked out by somebody good, it's going to be fucking hysterical.
And then you're gonna have everyone coming out of the woodwork like, I told you he couldn't fight.
Yeah.
I told you after like 12-1.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be so many people are gonna be so happy. Like so happy. For no reason too. Like who really cares at the end of the day? Like
Because so Jake could get the Canelo in 3 fights if he wanted to. And
Oh,
here's how you do it. Nate Diaz, massive money fight.
Mhm.
hysterical ass fight to watch. Conor McGregor, higher up, bigger money fight. Who is higher on the boxing realm? Like, there's nobody else money
Floyd
wise.
Mayweather.
Dude,
I'm just being devil's advocate.
dude,
here.
Jake might beat Floyd, bro.
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know about
but
that.
like in terms of if I'm
He's
saying,
old and washed up.
but that's my
That's what
point.
people are
I'm saying like real boxers. If Jake beats Nate and Connor, Jake is Canelo's money fight.
Yep.
Period.
Well, I mean, he probably is already his money, quote unquote, money fight, just because like he brings the money.
But unfortunately,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's the route it's all going. Like Dustin was on Ariel's show and was talking about what his next fight is, and he's like the one that makes sense that nobody talks about is Beneil Dariush. He's like a very good fighter, and he probably deserves the fight. But Dustin was like, unfortunately, that's not the money fight. Like that's not the fight that makes me money, and that's a whole different aspect that's coming into all these sports now. Is like, can you market yourself? Can you get people to want to pay for these fights? And I mean,
Isn't it crazy just going undefeated doesn't make you money?
It does. Like you could be under like Khabib, massive superstar. The only reason he was the most boring fighter ever, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's like the route that's going. I don't even know who Dustin's next fight is, to be honest with you. I really have no idea. Because I don't want to see him fight Conor for the fourth fucking time. You're going to get a Islam Oliveira rematch, so that's off the table.
He might. I mean, he could just wait for that and then face the winner.
Yeah. Because I know he said talking about he wanted to go up to 170, but I don't know. 170 is tough again now, too.
I think Poirier wins the fight, but I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Conor again just because, like, I don't really consider the last one an actual fight. Just because, like, ending an injury. That goes for anyone.
I agree. It's just like the fourth time. Like, we're about to
I hear you.
We're about to get Brandon Moreno Figueiredo for the fourth time in January. It's like, come on, man. Like, so I don't know. But the big 170 fight I'm looking forward to is Colby versus Khamzat, though.
Yeah.
Because I think Colby beats Khamzat. I think Colby is a bad motherfucker, dude.
Colby who?
Covington.
Oh my god!
I don't like Colby.
Guy still.
I don't like Colby. I'm putting it out there. I do not like Colby as a person. I do not. I think he's a fucking idiot. But in terms of fighting wise, he's really good. He's really good.
How long you think before Izzy and Pereira again? I'm on the fence that like it might just happen right away, but I don't know.
Probably like May or June, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, like in terms of like, are they going to fight someone else first,
No.
or will it happen right away?
I feel like you have to do the rematch.
That's what I'm thinking right away.
Just like Leon and Usman, you have to have that rematch because Leon knocked him out in like a minute,
Yeah. And like guys like Usman and Izzy, I mean, they held the belt for like years. You know
sure.
what I mean? So it's like it's almost like a respect thing. It's like you got to give them a chance back, unless they want like extra rest. Then it's like, okay, we'll fight someone else. Then you can come back.
Well, I just think everybody in 185 needs to retire because Bo Nickel's in town, dude, and I don't think anybody beats Bo Nickel, bro. I really think Bo Nickel could beat anybody right now solely with wrestling, and once he figures out how to hit people, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah. I haven't seen much of Bo Nickel stuff, I'm going to be honest.
I haven't.
But I see him all over Twitter.
He's awesome, dude. He's fucking awesome.
Am I the only one? Like, Pereira looked like he was literally double the weight of Izzy.
Oh, yeah. He's
like,
big. He's a big
he's
man.
Fucking huge. I don't know.
That's why, like at one.
Like, how is he weigh the same?
At what point do they get?
It really made no sense.
At what point do they get to a point though where it's like, okay, you kind of got to start fighting at your own weight because it's not fair for. I'm just trying to think of some big weight thing like. I guess you could say Dustin or Michael Chandler. Like, it's crazy that they weigh in at 155, and then by the time the fight starts, they're both almost 180.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Pereira damn near looked like a heavyweight.
Pereira's
He
a
really
big
did.
man.
Like, he was huge.
He's a big ass dude.
It was nuts.
Let me ask you, what would you do, Jake? Would you have would you weigh him in as they enter the ring, maybe, or something like that?
Well, I guess one championship does the water hydration test, I guess it is, and I only know this because of Rogan's talked about it, and I guess it's how you cut weight healthy, but it keeps you at a natural weight. So I don't know how they operate it. I just don't think it's fair that dudes can literally, because when Dillashaw had to take the drugs he did against Cejudo just to cut that weight, it's the fact that he's cutting all the way down to 125. I just don't think they should allow that. Period. I feel like it's just not healthy for bodies. And again, great personality, but Patty the Batty, he gets so fat when he's not fighting. That cannot be healthy for you. I'm not talking about skill set. I'm just saying health.
I
period.
love Patty Pimbit.
He's great. But when he cuts down, that can't be good to get that big in between fights.
Yeah, I remember that the announcer Alex, whatever was it, Parrott or the main announcer for UFC. He had an interview
John
with
Anik?
Barstool. Yep. John Anik. I don't know where I was going with that.
You were thinking of Alex Pereira.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Jeez. But yeah, he mentioned the Patty the Batty thing, and he was like, "What do you think he needs to do to elevate his game?" It's well, he needs to start treating it more serious and become a champion fighter all year round. Maintaining that lifestyle of not stuffing your face, of I guess trying to stay at closer to that weight, which I guess would help. But also, I don't know. It's if he likes food, he likes food. You're gonna deprive him of being unhappy the whole year round. You know what I mean?
Here's why it helps though, is because he never could take short notice title fights.
Yep.
If you're always that big and you're always that fat and you're not fight ready, which again, I'm not ripping Patty. I'm fat and I'm with fat guys. Fat guys do fat guy things. It's fun. But he's a UFC fighter and I'm not a UFC fighter. He can never get the phone call week out and be like, hey, Volt can't fight, or Holloway's out. Do you want this fight? Because he'll literally be 237 pounds, and he won't be able to do it. Which sucks.
Yeah.
But dude, honestly, I love Patty, but I could see him getting beat.
Yeah.
This month.
I just love his haircut.
Yeah, he's fire though.
He's awesome. Fine. Yeah, and it was a shame Molly went down. I tell you, but she was in that armbar for a minute and a half, and I would have tapped immediately. Well, I'm fucked.
I've never seen anybody get beat up for that long but fighting back. At what point are you all right, dude, you can quit beating my face in now? I give up. I mean, she was taking a beating, but that chick she was fighting is really
dude.
good,
that Zhang girl,
Wei Li, she's a badass.
Dude,
bro.
she's nuts. She's jacked too.
And you want to know? It's so sad that I'm about to say this because we love her, you love her. It just proves that Rose shot to the head was such a fluke hit, because Wei Li's ran through everybody since then. Esparza ran through Rose.
Oh, whoa. Ran through?
This last fight, Rose wasn't even throwing punches.
It was weird. They
Maybe
both
a
weren't.
brisk
They both
jog.
weren't.
It was weird.
It was sad because I feel like Rose has a lot of fans, and I feel a lot of
she's
fans.
Awesome.
I feel like a lot of fans were turned off by that because what the fuck? You just beat Wei Li. You beat this girl in the past. What do you? You lost to her early on, but it's you're a fucking champion now. Act like it.
And she just wasn't. It was weird.
And half the time she wins by points, and she's a very good striker. She has a very long reach for her and for her statue in the weight class, and she was just afraid to even get close because she was oh, she's a takedown specialist. Who gives a fuck?
I know.
She stinks.
I know, dude. It's frustrating, and I do want to see. I'm hoping we get to see the Valentina Shevchenko, Amanda Nunes trilogy, because I think Valentina's probably the best woman fighter right now, even though Nunes is the quote unquote GOAT, but she did just have that hiccup.
Who Wei Li beat for the title?
Carla Esparza.
That's it. It. She was one of those girls where I hadn't seen her fight before, and just looking at her, I was kind of just how is this girl the champ? She just didn't look like a fighter to me. I don't know. But.
Same with the girl who beat Nunez.
Yeah,
remember the girl?
Pena.
Yeah, it's same like her. It's just
dude,
what?
she is hot, dude. It was funny. O'Malley on his podcast is oh, Julia Pena's a smoke, and he's wait, that's my coworker. Never mind.
Dude, Sugar Sean, man. He might be my favorite. I don't know.
I've
He's up there.
again, Dustin Poirier guy till I die, but in terms of everyone else, it's Dustin and Sugar. Like
Yeah.
Sugar's taken. Like I love Max, but like he's kind of washed and gets beat now. Like to me, it's Sugar and Dustin, and honestly, I don't really like his personality, but I think Volkanovski is one of the greatest fighters that I've seen in a long time, and his fight versus Islam for the 155 belt should be a banger of a fight. Because Volk has literally beat the shit out of he just beat the shit out of the Korean Zombie, and then he beat the shit out of Max, and just is like a perfect all-around fighter. It's wild.
I love him and Burns and Poirier all because they go to battle, and it's not an easy fight. They don't try to keep away. They go to fucking war.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah,
Amen,
yeah.
brother.
They
Amen.
will take shots, but they're gonna throw them harder on the other ends.
Amen.
And that's like their strategy. And it's like half the time they don't even have their hands up. Like they're just like, I'm gonna take one, but I'm gonna send one too. So we'll see.
And that's what makes you the money too.
Yeah.
That's like it's what people want to see.
Yeah, it's like I love watching those guys fight because in your brain you're like, okay, round one, they're just downloading each other's moves. Like somebody will get a shot here, shot there, maybe gonna run. Then the second round starts and all hell just breaks loose in like the first minute of it's so great. So damn great.
Who did Sean just beat?
Yawn.
Yeah.
Which that's what I was gonna ask you both. We haven't had time to talk about it. I have my opinion on it, but do you think Suga beat Peter Yan?
I'm yet to watch it.
Okay.
I personally didn't watch it. I heard a lot of people were saying Jan like should have had the scorecards. Like everyone on
too.
Twitter seems like Jan won. People are saying he won 3-0. I honestly didn't see the fight, but Peter Yan, man, like he was so high and he took that fucking penalty against was it Alistar? Aljamain.
Fucked himself.
And
bad.
ever since then, he went back, lost the rematch, and then like he's just kind of fallen.
Well, dude, I feel terrible because he came out and said that he thinks he's thinking about retiring for the UFC because he hates how much everybody hates him, like in terms of fans. Which like bums me out, honestly.
Sucks.
Because he's really good, but like I don't know. But
Yeah.
so from my opinion, it kind of again. Judging UFC fights is one of the hardest things to do, but it kind of just depends on what stats you like most. But if you're looking at significant strikes and physical damage of how they looked, Suga definitely won the fight.
Yeah.
Now, did he lose the first round? Yep.
Yep.
Did Jan rock him a couple times? Yep. Like, did Jan take him to the ground more? Yep. But in terms of shots that mattered, Peter.
Six strikes.
Oh, Peter bad. He got that ass beat, man.
What if you think they just went and they had like no judges and they just went until someone won? Like, what if they went like
Someone might die.
unlimited rounds until like TKO, KO, submission, something crazy? Like maybe they should instill that for like title fights. How crazy would that be?
There is one
On
fighter.
injuries.
There is one fighter that would beat absolutely anybody.
Yeah. Who's that?
Nate Diaz. Because
Yeah,
he gets
yeah.
better as the fight goes on. And when you're in round 4 or 5 gassing, Nate's perching you and throwing the bird and dancing around.
There's something wrong with him.
There's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with him, and I love it.
He ain't all
dude.
there, bud, but we're here for it.
Dude, it's literally, there's a great TikTok that's around. It's like POV, you're fighting Nate Diaz, and the guy just it's like the best because that's what he looks like when he fights.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, he's like not toned at all, but he's just a freaking warrior, man. He's just so. He's just a menace.
He is a menace, dude.
I'm
It's
just
great.
trying to see Robbie Keane and Miguel Diaz in the lightweight title fight. Cobra Kai never dies. That's all I'm saying.
Love it, dude.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh,
I've been obsessed with the Cobra Kai show, and Devin hates me for it. So
the new
Here-
season.
here we are.
Didn't a new season just come out a little while ago?
A little bit ago. Dude, I've watched it. I think like at least 15 times.
I've never watched it. I can honestly say.
Honestly, I think it's the nostalgia part of it that gets people, at least me. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Does that-
All the dude, like from every Karate Kid movie, all the major main characters are in it. All of
I'm
them,
gonna be honest, dude.
except for Mr. Miyagi, because
I don't
passed
know
away.
if I've ever sat down and watched the whole Karate Kid movie.
Oh man, have you?
I think I've seen the first one like a long time ago. I mean,
Oh, they're
obviously the only thing I
good.
remember is wax on, wax off.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're
and then
good,
like
man.
and then the illegal kick, you know. But
Hey, the rules state anything above the waist. All right, don't you come at my Danny boy.
But yeah, dude, I've just I've just been watching Yellowstone, and then another real estate show came out on that. I am a sucker for real estate shows, dude.
yeah.
Like selling Sunset, buying Beverly Hills, selling Tampa, selling the OC. It makes me want to be a realtor every time I watch it.
Yeah, big house hunter guy.
I love it. Dude. One of my guilty pleasures anymore is if I'm not on Instagram, I'm on Zillow, looking up houses, looking at pictures. I love it, dude.
Where?
See, it's cars for me.
Yeah. See, I wish I was a car guy. I feel like a loser because I'm not, but I'm not. I just know nothing about cars, really.
I don't really either, but I just like cars. I don't know.
What so where obviously Jake, you've been looking at like Zillow, like probably all across the country, yeah?
Yeah.
Where right now, gun to your head, money's not an object. Or let's say you can buy any house you want, like within your means, I guess, or without I don't know. Pick
Yeah.
a house where you want to move, where you're kind of looking at where you're like, damn, I'd love to live there.
Right now, still North Carolina, still on the coast, but I've moved down a little south border in South Carolina. There's Holden Beach and what's the other one called? Right next to it. Ocean Isle.
Yep.
Ocean Isle and Holden Beach. I've been looking at houses down there. I love the Outer Banks, don't get me wrong. It's great. I just will never be able to afford to live there. And I'm just going to be honest. It's like, doesn't matter how you have to make so much money or be a local and be in that scene. I'm not talking about like retirement homes. I'm just saying like being able to live. So I've been kind of looking at the coastal towns that aren't as quote unquote popular and are still.
Those are the best ones, though.
I agree.
I
Able to
mean-
live. So yeah, the gun to my head. That's where I've been looking.
Holden Beach. I think I went there last year for like a family trip. It was
I've
sick.
never even been there.
It was freaking awesome. Yeah.
I've never been there.
We like went across a bridge and we were on like our own like little separate like 5 Mile island and stuff. It's sick and
Yeah.
it's like much more low key than Outer Banks.
What about you? Gun to your head.
In my head, I don't know. I really like Arizona just because of the weather. The only thing is it's just incredibly expensive. Like it's more expensive than like Washington D.C. and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's-
guess it makes sense.
It's
Beautiful weather.
crazy. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to. I'm gonna say live near Seattle. I think Seattle would be really cool. I think it's very just like an interesting place. I've been to visit once, and Courtney, shout out my girlfriend.
Girlfriends, shout out.
She really wants to live in the PNW, and that includes Oregon and Washington. I definitely would rather be in Washington than Oregon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, dude?
I don't know why that's a thing, but all right. I
don't know either.
It's like, okay. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I'd say
Think about it, dude.
definitely either a lake or a coast.
All right, dude. Let's get a little more specific,
Like,
bro.
I'm trying to think.
Nah, I'm pointing.
I was what the
It was just funny because like it's like
I
I
got the
either
gun.
want to live in a rural area or the city,
No,
dude.
that's water. That's water. That's lake or coast. Well, I guess that makes sense.
No, I know.
But,
I'm busting that sack, baby.
I'm gonna say probably the Outer Banks.
Yeah.
No. Somewhere in Texas.
Whoa, that's a jump, but I feel that.
Somewhere in Texas, just because like you got everything there.
I feel that.
It's got all 5 like geographical things like desert, ocean, plains, mountains.
It's in the middle of the country, so flights are probably shorter.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it would be a cool place. Like I feel like a lot of people don't realize how much is actually in Texas.
Yeah.
I guess you could say, but I don't know exactly where, but probably somewhere like central in the middle. So like everything's like boom, all around you.
Yeah.
I might change my answer. I might do Texas too.
Okay.
Yeah. No state income tax.
I didn't even know that part, but hey, we're here for it.
Yeah. I guess
Arizona is always a place
I guess
I've always
everybody
wanted
just
to go to,
follows.
but,
I guess everybody just follows Joe Rogan these days.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just said Outer Banks at first because it was like the first thing that popped in my head, and I love it there. But like, nah.
I even talked about this with my mom on Sunday because we were just talking about moving and stuff like that, and I just told her, I was like, one thing I know for certain is I really think I'll be an East Coast guy forever. Like regardless where it's at. I don't know. I like the energy of the East Coast. I love like everybody's such a dick, and like you have like the whole asshole energy, and like if you go in the Midwest, they're probably fake nice like Canadians saying like sorry and shit like that, and then if you go to the West Coast, everybody's just stone drinking green juice. Who the fuck wants to do that? You know what I mean? I'd rather bump into somebody at Kroger and somebody go, watch where you're going, man. You know, than being like, oh sorry. So yeah, that's my little spiel.
All right.
All right, dude.
Sorry, texting.
Should
But
never
yeah.
text and drive.
Whatever.
So-
Whatever.
100 episodes, guys.
I know it is kind of crazy. It hasn't really settled in, but here we are.
It is. I mean, dude, that's a lot, bro. Like, really?
Was
When
it
you,
3 years? Has it been 3
yeah.
years?
I think the first episode was January 18th, 2020.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
almost 2 full years.
Yeah. Almost 2
Yeah.
I
full
was
years.
way off.
No, almost 3 full
Is that
years.
3?
Yeah.
All
2020.
20, 21. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Almost all 3.
I wasn't way off.
No, dude, that's yeah, I mean, like I know you said it hasn't set in yet, but once it sets in, like that's a great accomplishment. Like that's not an easy thing to do. Like we try to be as consistent as we can, and to be able to keep it consistent enough to hit 100 is like a very, very special thing. There's a lot of shows and stuff that start, and like no shade on people. I know people get busy, but like seeing 100 is rare, and when you're looking and like watching things. So I don't know. It's awesome.
Yeah. And just starting something new too with YouTube and everything.
Yeah, it makes
Blessed.
makes it
Bless
exciting.
Up. Bless up.
I mean, dude, for me, like the amount of podcasts I've done, so many podcasts, it's fucking crazy. we're on 154 the juice box plus the specials, 100 of this.
You do a lot.
It's fun. I love it, dude.
A lot of hits and picks.
A lot of hits and hits and picks.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I mean it's so fun. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do, truly. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's exciting, and I'm happy you're back. You're here for the week.
I'm excited to be here. Yeah.
Are you gonna run the gauntlet? I know you're doing the juice box, but are you gonna try to go for the gauntlet tomorrow night?
I can try to stick around. Yeah.
Trust me,
time.
you don't have to. Like I get it. That's a long evening, but yeah, that'd be crazy if you ran the Triple Crown.
That'll be a good time. I don't really gamble too much anymore, so that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of spoiling it. Hey, I might not actually be betting, but
Hey, dude, we're not good at this. Just because we do it doesn't mean we're good.
yeah.
So
I'm really bad at it.
It's hard.
Really bad.
it's so hard.
Yeah.
But what real quick, are you still taking eSports classes?
Yeah, so right now, I'm in school with AMU, which is American Military University, and I am majoring, doing
You
my
guys have any
bachelor.
merch?
Any merch? I'll try to get some. Yeah, I forget what our logo is or like our mascot. It's something wild. It's almost like Northern Thunder and Chickens. It's like, what?
Fuck yeah.
It's like something crazy. But yeah, I'll try to get some. But I'm going to accomplish a Bachelor of Science in eSports
That's
with
sick.
my concentration. So it'll be
That's
like
awesome.
it's super cool. I've met we've already kind of had like some like these like guest speaking things, which we've kind of met some people in the industry and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very excited. It's the first time I've ever actually been excited about school. And,
Yeah.
It's really awesome to have this feeling. So it's been a lot of fun. So I was actually registering for next semester classes starting in December. So earlier today. So it should be a good time.
So genuine question, because I'm just what are what are the classes like? Like is it like Call of Duty 101, GTA 290? Like what is
So I took 2 classes starting October, and they're ending this week. They're ending this Sunday. And one was like eSports. It's literally eSports 101, which is
Okay.
the history of eSports,
That's fire.
in which we learned about, just like certain events. And I mean, it's online, so a lot of it's discussions. Like 6 of the 8 weeks are literally discussions. And then we
sure.
have 2 projects. One of my projects was literally create a LinkedIn account.
Nice.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's cool because like then we're able to connect with people in the esports realm and stuff like that.
100%.
Yeah.
So it is really cool, and they're kind of teaching us how to like be ingrained in that space. So that was like history of esports, learning about like different events, learning about like certain historical moments of like League of Legends becoming known, and like we're learning about like battle royales and stuff like that, and just like nowadays topics too. And then I was in it was like contemporary issues in esports. It was 201. So we learned a lot about like just different demographics, like diversity in gaming, like which cultures aren't being represented enough and stuff like
Which
that.
cultures aren't, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean,
Top 2.
the easiest one to say would be like women, but women. It depends who's kind of talking about it, because like women are women.
Belong in the kitchen. I agree.
No, not was not gonna say
kidding.
that.
Just kidding.
Like there's been studies that show like 51% of gamers are actually women. Like there's
wow.
actually more female gamers than male gamers. So if you look at just playing games, I would say that's a bad comparison. I was trying to look at like more of like the esports production side, the broadcast and stuff. It seems like there's always like a woman or two, but like there's only been like one time where there's ever been like a full women's casting crew with like analysts and stuff like that. So it's like I feel like there's a lot of women out there that probably could enter this space. It was one of our projects, and like I was writing like this girl, Alley Cat, Alyssa Parker. I don't know if you know. She's like on the desk as one of an analyst as the Call of Duty.
Oh, I didn't know. No, I don't know.
And she was on one of the desks as an analyst. She was like a former player, like an amateur player and stuff like that. And they just saw her, and like they saw her like wanting to be like a part of it. They grabbed her one tournament, Black Ops 4, to have her cast for like the other challenger teams playing and stuff like that. And she did pretty well considering it was her first time and stuff like that. But she worked at it. Now she is the first female Call of Duty analyst like in the company and stuff
That's
like
sick.
that.
I might have seen her when I was watching a video about Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen her before for sure.
I bet if I showed a picture, I'll pull one up, and I bet you recognize her. But I just think there's other female gamers out there that probably like in challengers don't realize that this is like an opportunity that like I bet if they show interest, the guy at these broadcasts would probably be, we'd love to like have more women on our team, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they probably get bashed for not having enough women on the board, but it's like, well, literally none are applying. Maybe that's the case. It's hard to say, but I think there's definitely more room for women. So I feel like that was like the easiest argument to kind of bring up, and that's what I brought up in my class.
For sure. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah,
That
but
is awesome.
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm just like super excited about school, like I said, and it's fucking sick. So
No, that is dope, dude. And I've oh yeah, you guys got the cat up?
Yeah.
You look super familiar. I don't know. I can't put a pin on it.
Dude, I've been
Super
enjoying
familiar.
watching you on WGG too.
I know,
It's been fun, dude.
It was crazy. It was like 3 times in a month
I
where like
know.
they needed someone to fill in, and they kept asking me, and I'm like, yeah, I can do it. I'm like, are you sure you don't want to like ask anyone else and stuff like that? It's like, well, you're just on hand. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And
Yeah.
so I was just kind of doing it a couple times, so that's been fun a lot
When
for
you were
sure.
hosting the spell it.
Oh my god.
Dude, that was so great, dude. Your intro like speech or whatever,
Yeah.
it was great, dude. That
I was trying to do that. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of crazy. I tried to like reach out to other guests. I thought that'd be cool. And then I was just like, I don't know. It's like they want me to ask gaming words. I'm like, there's only so many gaming words I can ask and stuff like that. And I was like, they gave me no format. They were like, do whatever you want. I'm like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it then.
For sure.
It was
For
just
sure.
crazy. So I think it didn't go terribly. So that was a success in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
I feel like you
It's
could be
great.
a great commentator.
I agree 100,000%.
I don't know if I could do commentate, but I would love to be the people that like are on the stage of like doing the introductions.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I can do.
Yeah.
You just want to be a color broadcast.
Yeah, I
is
feel
that
like-
what, is that what that's the color one, right?
I don't even know. I don't know if you know that, or maybe like an MC or something like that. Like Master Ceremony.
Hitman.
Yeah. I feel like that'd be cool. I do at the Air Force, I do a couple of like graduations. I'm like the MC or the narrator for it or something like that.
Okay.
And I'll like it's funny, I just had one recently, and I got some compliments of like, wow, you sound like a sports broadcaster, something like that. And then another guy said, yeah, you sounded a little too robotic out there. And he was serious. And I was like, were you watching the same? I don't know.
Dude, remember when we were sitting down here watching?
Yes,
dude,
I always
he was
think
incredible.
About it. I always think about it.
You
It
were
was
incredible.
awesome.
You were just like broadcasting the fights.
We were
Or
watching.
well, yeah, the fights.
When Call of Duty League like first started, Modern
Oh,
Warfare
yeah,
29. You were we were watching Hardpoint.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
it
you
was
were
just like,
crushing.
now this team knows that here in a couple of seconds the Hardpoint's going to move to this part of the map, so they're all going to start rotating over here and just give up with the current one. I don't know.
All right,
It
I'm
was
like, all
awesome.
right, Tig.
It
All
was
right,
awesome.
man.
It was awesome.
I try. I feel like what I try to do is just emulate like already the people that do it, you know? And I feel like that's just the easiest thing. So that's what I try.
It's a copycat league, dude.
Yeah, it's a copycat league. You know, they used to say with hockey coaching, you know, like all the drills and stuff we use, we just stole from other coaches we saw. You know, it's like, and that's the same with
100%.
fucking everything.
Everything, bro. Everything is that way.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to touch on, Dupes?
Not really. Just shout out, Dad. Happy birthday, Dad. It's
Happy
my dad's
birthday, Dad.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Faja. All right, follow me Twitter and Instagram at Juice Fisherman. Make sure to subscribe to the Juicebox Podcast. Tig, thank you for joining us this evening. Dupes, 100, baby.
I know.
It's an incredible accomplishment.
Starting to feel weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just-
Well, as always, thank you very much.
All right, everyone. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and actually no. I'm currently taking a hiatus from TikTok. Just need a break. So yeah. Instagram, Twitter, Father Dupes. I am on Twitch at Gunny Dupes. I'm starting the stream back up, and we will have fun. And thank you, everyone. I hope you watched. Tig, you can take it out.
I gotcha. You can follow me on Twitter at TiggyNation, TIGGYNATION. I'm on Instagram at Money in the Bank Tigs. I don't post too much. I just actually created a TikTok at TiggyNation. I don't know if I'm ever actually going to post anything, but maybe. That's the idea. But thank you guys for having me on. Incredible. And here's to 100 more, eh?
That's right. Woo!